Marriage is falling apart when they literally don't even have to. It's really predictable and it's really preventable, and yet they fall apart anyway because people just don't know. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Mindful Muslimah Speaks podcast. I'm your host, and today I need to talk to you about something that is a little bit crazy. Just a little bit. After coaching with women for 25 years, thousands and thousands of women in 100 plus countries, really diverse women, I'm seeing this heartbreaking pattern of marriages getting destroyed from the inside out. And the truth is, even the strongest marriage can fall victim to this one thing. It's subtle, it's destructive, it's the enemy of a good marriage. And what I'm about to share with you reveals the hidden force that is sabotaging your marriage, maybe without you even knowing it. And it's not what you think. The real culprit is something common, so seemingly innocent, that most of us don't even realize we're doing it. And sis, once you know what this thing is and you can identify it, you can entirely change your marriage, because now you know, and everything will make sense. You'll finally understand why some couples thrive and some just absolutely fall apart. Why some women feel cherished in a marriage and why some feel so invisible. And most importantly, you know exactly what to do about it. Let's go.
Welcome to the Mindful Muslimah Speaks podcast, a safe space to learn and grow into the best version of yourself that you're always meant to be. I'm your host, Mindful Muslimah, a mom of 5, big sister to the community, and a licensed educator with 25 plus years and supporting tens of thousands of Muslim women worldwide. Now, I'm excited to share a ton of solutions to your problems on love, relationships, life balance, reconnecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, getting back on track, and more. So grab a cup of coffee and close out those tabs. These next 20 to 30 minutes are all about you. Let's get started.
I'm going to dive right into it. I'm going to tell you about this sister named Aisha. I've totally changed her name to, protect her identity. She came to me 6 months ago, completely heartbroken. After 8 years of marriage, she has 2 kids. Beautiful children, husband, great job, everything. From the outside, everything looks really perfect. But in her home, once you walk in the door and close the door, war zone. Really. And she's telling me this through tears. She's like, I don't know what happened to us. We used to be so good. We used to be happy. We could have simple conversations without turning into an argument for everything. And now he just feels cold. He feels distant. He won't open up to me. I know something's wrong. He won't tell me what it is. I feel like I'm living with a stranger. This is what she's telling me. Now, she tried everything to change it. She did couples counseling. She tried all different methods with him on her own. Nothing worked. So then we started working together, right? In coaching. And when I dug deeper, I discovered something that absolutely stopped me in my tracks. Aisha was unknowingly doing this one thing. She didn't even realize she was doing it. That was guaranteed to push her husband farther away. And the truth is, I see this pattern in 90% of marriages that are struggling. And like I said, couples don't mean it and they don't even know they're doing it. But when we get caught up in society in this trap that has convinced us of what is normal and what is healthy, it's actually just slowly poisoning our marriages. Now, before I reveal what this hidden enemy is, I'm going to reveal a picture for you. If you go to some of my videos, right, either on YouTube, because that's the only place you can have comments, you'll see men blaming women, women blaming men, blah, 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 blah. They're just going at it, right? We hear things about toxic masculinity, men are the problem, what about modern women? There's just a whole lot going on. And it's not even a conversation anymore. It's a full-blown war between men and women of who's right, who's scarred more, who's suffering more, who has to put up with the other side and what they're like now. And I'm watching beautiful Muslim women get caught up in this cycle, letting their hearts become burdened with all the resentment and generalization that's going on out there. And I had a sister tell me last week, all men are the same. All men are the same. They're just like this and this and this on the apps. They're just like this. They're just like that. They're selfish. They don't understand us. They want to control us. They don't want to pay for anything. That's all I'm hearing time and time again. And when I gently asked her about her own marriage, this sister in particular, Aisha, that I was talking to, she said she hadn't made dua for her husband in months. She rarely spoke to him with kindness because she's so upset with him. And she spent most of their conversations pointing out all the ways he's hurt her. But here's what really got me. She genuinely thought she was just being strong. She's being empowered by taking the stance on standing up for her feelings. And that's exactly what this enemy wants. When we're busy fighting each other, we're not building strong families for the ummah. Now, Islam doesn't teach us the blame game, does it? It doesn't. Our beautiful deen teaches us, and the Quran says, and there's nothing for a man except that what he strives for, right? In Surah An-Najm. And Umar ibn Khattab used to say, Hold yourselves accountable before you are held accountable, right? And weigh your deeds before they would be weighed. But sister, we've lost this. We become so obsessed with fixing the other person so that we can be happy. Like, if I could just fix him, I'll feel good. And we only neglect the one person we actually have control over. You know who that person is? And this brings me closer to revealing this hidden enemy I mentioned. Because what I'm about to tell you goes against everything our cultures might teach us about relationships. As Muslim women, we have a beautiful gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're naturally more emotionally intelligent than men. It's just the way we're designed. It's just a natural design. And it's because we have to deal with the children. We have to kind of manage things in the home. It's a gift to make our job easier. We could read situations. We could pick up on feelings. We can navigate complex social dynamics. It's a thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us to help us do our role. How many times have you brought up mistakes of someone else in a new argument, or used your knowledge of insecurities against them to let them know you're feeling hurt? Now, I'm not saying that to shame us as women. I'm not saying that to shame you. I mean, because we've all done it at some level, maybe knowingly or unknowingly. But this is getting closer to what the real problem is. Here's something that might surprise you, sister. Your husband's behavior towards you is often, but not always, but often, a mirror of the energy that you bring to the relationship. I know it's a hard one to swallow. I know, just hear me out. When you're constantly anxious about your marriage because you feel, all the feelings you feel, worried about what he's doing or how he's making you feel, or analyzing or overthinking something said yesterday over and over, right? This anxiety energy pushes him away. Okay? Your energy that you're putting forth to fix is actually breaking because of the way it's being dealt with. When you're confident in your worth as a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the energy draws him closer. When you change this dynamic to your ibadah, your humility to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that softness, that strength in Allah, not strength as a woman with a husband, strength in Allah, it draws him in. And I'm not talking about suppressing the things that you're feeling or dealing with. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something much deeper. And this is where we get to the heart of what's actually destroying marriages. Remember Aisha that I mentioned in the story? The one whose marriage is falling apart despite all her efforts. And she's a bright woman, right? She's highly educated. Well, when I finally identified what she was doing wrong within our consultation sessions, she was shocked. But sister, she said, everyone told me this is a healthy way to communicate. Everyone told me I should express my feelings and hold him accountable for what he does. I said, yeah, you can. But there's a way to go about it. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just about individual marriages falling apart. This is about an entire generation of Muslims who've been given advice that sounds reasonable and empowering, right? But it's actually destroying relationships from the inside out. The solution I gave Aisha was simple. She almost didn't believe it would work. But within 3 months, her husband is pursuing her again. Within 6 months, they're laughing like they're newlyweds. It all came down to understanding this one hidden enemy and learning how to defeat it. Is everyone waiting for me to say shaitan? Because it's not really that simple. So it's this hidden enemy that's destroying your marriages. And I'm saying this without the complete abdication of personal responsibility in the favor of focusing on what's wrong with him. But before you think it's another blame the woman message, let me explain what I really mean. The hidden enemy isn't that we're speaking up or having standards. If you watch my other podcasts or listen to my other podcasts, they're all in videos and in audio now. So whichever one it is, if you listen before, I'm not that way. The hidden enemy is that we've been made to believe our success as women is by how much we can change our husbands or create a certain atmosphere in our home, or like live the life that everyone's going to look at, right? That we're told this is success, rather than how much we are all growing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, I want you to imagine a set of stairs, right? I use this example in Ramadan, right? Every Ramadan, the idea is that this time I'm incorporating more fasting or more patience or more this, and that we're climbing this stairs so that when we get to the top, and hopefully when we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we have a good ending, inshallah, we're on this progressive climb. But what many of us are doing is just like huge highs and dips. They're highs and dips and highs and dips. Some of us are flatlining. And then that energy is brought into our marriage because we're struggling our own self with our ibadah. And it's almost like the chicken or the egg, like which one comes first? Well, I'm struggling with my ibadah because I'm stressed about my marriage. Well, because I'm stressed about my marriage, I'm struggling with my ibadah. And then it goes on and on and on and on. But here's the thing, your job, my job, according to Islam, is just to be the best version of yourself for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all the pressure. That's it. Just be the best version for yourself for the sake of Allah, because He wants you to be happy. He doesn't want you to struggle like this. Just create a home where both of you can thrive. If you do that, your husband will naturally come in. And if your situation is more extreme, we can talk about accountability with the mashaykh or something like that. But for most women, believe me, shifting the energy to that, leaving this to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that He can feel like this is a warm, loving home full of ibadah again, will naturally take the walls off your husband and draw him in. And let me just show you what that looks like in practice. Instead of asking, how can I become the woman Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants me to be in this situation, instead of asking that, make dua for your husband's success and happiness and your own and yours together, right? Alif bayna qulubana, right? May Allah draw our hearts together, right? Instead of focusing on him, what he's doing wrong, because this will get you so stressed out. I know. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your kids. If you have kids to see you like that, let it go and focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The secret to fixing relationships is to fix your relationship with Allah first, and all the relationships around will fall into place, from your children to your husband, everything else. So if you feel like you're struggling with him, I'm telling you, the energy is going in the wrong place, and the energy that you're doing is pushing him away. It's actually not fixing. When Aisha stopped focusing on her husband and what he's doing to her and all that stuff, and started focusing on what she had control of and what she could change, what she could do for her family, and started trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know that's hard to work, but in this process, it changed everything. And I want you to lastly look at the beautiful example from the Sunnah. Let's look at Aisha radiallahu anha. She saw the Prophet afraid and confused, right? And said, she didn't say to him when she saw him doing something like, why didn't you handle this better? What's going on? Like, that wasn't her energy, right? That's not the way she came at him. She said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never disgrace you. You maintain family ties, you help the poor, you're trustworthy. She saw that potential and she helped him focus on that, and that made him be a better person. But if in that moment she would have focused on the negative about everything, it would have drew him into negativity, and then there would have been negativity with her. Instead, she's choosing what she's saying wisely. Do you know what I mean? Just pause and just don't let the things come out that you initially feel, because they're usually angry and mean, and that's because you're hurt. Like, your anger that you have that you can't stop, it's actually pain. Most of the time it's fear and pain. And so there's things bottled up, right? Give it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you're going to see an entirely different shift in him. I'm not saying don't hold him accountable. I'm not saying if it's bigger stuff, like let's talk to a sheikh, like absolutely. But I'm just saying, if it's like communication, the way he's dealing with you and stuff like that. And let's look at another way to defeat the hidden enemy. How do we stop focusing on changing him? And that is the hidden enemy, by the way. Focusing on you and him, you and him, you and him, you and him. You thought I was going to say shaitan, right? You and him, you and him. And instead focusing on myself, what I can control, and having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help me navigate that relationship. It's a different approach. It's a different angle. But that angle saves everything. Practice this 24-hour rule. I'll give you one to walk out the door with. Ready? When your husband does something that hurts you, try to hold it for 24 hours, because your initial reaction is going to be pretty rough, right? If you let it at him right then, it's going to be pretty. 24 hours is to calm yourself, to center yourself, to choose the right words, right? If you have to really talk to him, you're going to use that time to pray, to reflect, to maybe make a istighfar. If you want to even do like tahajjud, that's even better. And I want you to then take credit for your own emotional state. Take responsibility for your own emotional state. Like, what am I actually feeling? Anger right now. Well, anger is from shaitan, so I need to get rid of that before I speak to him. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say something hurtful because he hurt me. Again, from shaitan. Like, check yourself and put yourself in this really good position with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then what I love to do is I love to use the dua of Musa, like untie the knot in my tongue. Untie, you just go look up the dua of Moses, alayhi salam. And I pray for the other person to have a soft heart. And I speak to them. You'll be amazed. Amazed. If you do this, where you pause, try to hold yourself, don't say stuff right away, calm yourself down, make the dua of Musa, person has a soft heart, Ya Allah, make them hear my words, you'd be surprised how they receive it. And at the end of the day, if they bite back for any reason, they could be going through their own things. Could be work, could be stress, could be money. This is life now. Don't bark back. Let it go. We have so many things to teach you on how to fix this. We're about to do an amazing workshop on marriage mending. And if you feel like your marriage could really use some healing and you're really tired of what you've been dealing with for a long time, then this is meant for you. One of the links below, you're going to see it there. Join us for the marriage mending workshop. There is a wait list and then a registration. It's in September, but you have to sign up now because we're only going to do a couple women, not too many women. We're not trying to get massive numbers of women. We want to make it really good quality conversations between us. And I want to talk to you. And I want to talk to you about what's going on with you, about what you're feeling. And I want to give you solutions. But we got to get in a room together. We got to start talking. And you're going to see really quickly how many other women have the same issue as you. And together, you're going to heal. We're going to heal those marriages, make beautiful homes for our children, our families. I can't wait to see you inside. It's below. And I will see you in the next podcast. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.